Hey guys, I'm Rebecca Shores, and today I'm going to be showing you this blown out red eyeshadow look using the Manny MUA and Geek palette. Let's get started. As you can see, my eyes are bare. I do already have a primer on. I'm just using the NARS smudge proof one, so we can jump right into this. And I do already have my brows done since I like to do that before I have eyeshadow on. Another thing I would like to hear, do you guys like when I film at this angle? A lot of times for voiceovers, I have the eye over here, but for talk throughs a lot of times I'd film this way, so let me know what you think. So as usual, I'm starting off with MAC Blanc Type as my base shadow. So I'm just taking a MAC 239 and I'm just applying this along my brow bone through like the crease-ish area of my eye. This is just gonna make our blending easier later on. I'm now going to take MAC Mylar to highlight, and sometimes I like to highlight early on just so I kind of know where I'm going to be placing colors later on. This is going to be a halo eye, so I'm not really going to be highlighting the inner corner very much, so I can just do this now. So I'm going to be using the Manny MUA palette. So I'm taking Beaches and Cream, and this is going to act as our transition shade. This is one of the colors that is a Makeup Geek shadow. So it's one of Manny's favorites, not like a custom shade. It's also one of my favorites, so that worked out well. And I'm using a Hakuhodo J5522 whenever I do like really blown out looks like this, or I mean pretty much whenever, I like to use a really fluffy brush. So you can see this brush is quite big on my eyes. But that's how I can kind of make my eyes look a little bit bigger, because there's like literally, okay, it's not to my highlight today, but like sometimes it practically is. Also, let me know what you guys think in regards to talk through tutorials. I've been seeing requests for more talk throughs, so if that's what you guys want, I'd be happy to make more of them. Obviously for certain tutorials, I will still do voiceovers, but if you guys want more talk through, we can do more talk through. So I'm switching my brush to a crown brush. This is the Deluxe Blending Crease. And I'm taking Frappe right here. As you can see, I've put most of my pigmentation right here. I don't want it all over that brush right now. So I'm gonna kind of keep the placement in the center of my eye and then kind of blend that out. I really like the color next to it. This one right here. That's like Sora, I think. Yeah, Sora. But it's very warm and I wanted to keep this look very red, so I went for Frappe instead. And Frappe is a Makeup Geek color. I do think Frappe was a good choice for this palette though, because it does complement the colors nicely. So I'm just throwing this in my crease and blending upwards. As you can see, I'm not really extending it to this outer corner area, which is what I really like to do, but because we have such a rounded shape, I'm really trying to keep that shape. I'm not taking more of it and going along our bottom eyelid. Like I said, I just like fluffy shadow brushes no matter what, and you see I'm now gonna kind of hug that. So we've got a very, like I'm almost doing a circle around my eye, but keep this inner area a little tamer. My eyes hood, not as much this one, but definitely the other one. So I feel like the way I can make color really show up is just going ham on the lower lash line. And since I discovered that, it might be a little out of control, but I really like just going ham on the lower lash line. I'm now gonna tap into this color right here. This is Mars, and this is my favorite color in the palette. This is like a true cherry red, because it's like maroon without the browns, and that's the color I've been looking for. The most similar shadow I own is Lovesick by Melt, but Lovesick still has a little more of that brown tones when this is more of a true kind of cherry red. I love it. This palette, if you're gonna use Mars, you probably should, you know, do your foundation later, but I used to do that all the time. But lately I haven't liked that, so I didn't, and now I'm a little bit regretting my decision. So once I've kind of placed my color, I'm then just gonna kind of smear it so that I have quite a bit of almost a line there. We're gonna blend this out more later, so I'm not gonna be too worried right now. When I'm doing an upper lid, I'm doing kind of a halo-ish look. So I am gonna kind of concentrate on the outer corners and then connect them. So I just have this little bit right over my iris that's bare. So I'm using Mars again. You can see I used it on this, and this is a J142, so it's a little bigger and it's more of a blending brush. And now we're gonna start really working that color. You might be like, Rebecca, you are a crazy person. You look like you're sick, and maybe I do, but I'm just really into this color. But yeah, this is a little more of a bold look. I do try to keep the redness not in this inner corner because it can make you look sick, straight up. It looks definitely better once you got kind of your lashes and everything finished up. So don't worry, we will pull this together. And I do really want this blown out and well blended, so keep working with this. But yeah, this Mars color is so pretty. I don't really have anything quite like it, but it's like the shadow I've been wanting. Lovesick is definitely my favorite color that Melt makes, and this is really close to it, but like I like it even more. So I'm going to take even more of this frappe color, and I switched to a Hakuhodo J5523. It's basically like a MAC 217 style brush. And you can see I'm just blending that right over the edges, and that's going to blend it, and it's also going to tame down the red. If you're wearing a lot of reds, I do think making sure your transitions from your red into your skin, making those transitions nice really helps in kind of the, I did this on purpose, I'm not sick. Or, you know, just don't care if people think that you look sick because you look rad. Don't worry about it. So I'm just swirling that right over the edge, kind of little like swirly motions. So now I'm just gonna take my big fluffy blending brush. This is the J5522, and I'm just gonna blend that all together. I'm just placing a little more of the Mars color right on the edges. So I'm using more patting motion, so I'm actually placing that color instead of moving it. If you want to make this a little more like quote unquote wearable, and you're having issues because of this color, I would grab a little bit of, oh, where is it? This color right here, this is Aphrodite. It's this really pretty warm reddish chocolate color, and use that on the outer corners instead of like intensifying the red. So I'm taking, this is the Anastasia Brow Duality. It's basically like their highlight, and yeah, it's the highlight. And so I'm using the shimmery highlight side. Any kind of champagne highlight will do. And I'm just placing this in the very, like basically if I'm looking straight ahead, like here, it's right above my iris. And I'm just using a tiny baby little bit. I don't want a whole lot because I don't want this to be like an extreme halo. I just kind of want that pop. And then just wipe your thing off with a tissue. You can even sanitize it with some alcohol, and then go ahead and just pop it right on the waterline. And I'm gonna take this color right here. This is Artemis. This is so pretty. Like seeing pictures of this palette, it was like meh, like it's another light highlight color. But this color is just gorgeous. It's actually what I'm wearing as my highlight on my face today too. It has a very white look with the yellow to it, and it's really quite metallic. And what I'm doing after I've pressed is I'm basically tapping that out. So little patting motions, you can see I'm slowly kind of blending it together. I don't want to bring it too far, and because my eyelids do hood, if I do too far up, it's going to transfer. And then I am going to apply just a touch to that lower inner waterline. So I'm going to quickly add some liner. And I'm just using a black on the upper waterline, and then I'm using a burgundy on the lower, and keeping that halo eye shape intact. At this point, give your lashes a curl and add some mascara. All right, so now we just have some mascara on, and I did put a little bit of eyeliner since I'm gonna be putting on lashes. I like to have a band or a line there. So the last thing I want to do is just bring a little more lightness in here. I don't want it to be as poppy as this part just because I want that to kind of shine. So I'm taking a little more of MAC Mylar and I'm just going to pop it in this area. Again, just because today I don't want to look that sick. So I want to bring a little more lightness in here. I guess you could throw on a little bit of like shimmer, a little bit of that Artemis, just a touch. But another little tip, if you're finding that it's too sickly, is like if you just put a little bit of frappe there in that inner corner and then blend that, see how like that little bit of transition into your skin where you have that warmer brown? That's just does so much. So now you just want to pop on some lashes. I'm going to use the House of Lashes. These are the Siren lashes. And you can see they have the most kind of emphasis at these, like basically it's going to be in the middle of your lid and smaller on the outer corners. That's what I want. Most of the time I prefer the more elongated where they're longest on the edges. But because we have such a round shape, I want to keep that round shape going on. So I'm choosing for something like this. All right, so here's the finished full face. I kept my makeup, like my skin makeup, is just the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Ethereal Light as my finishing powder, and then I use the Artemis as the highlight. I really like it and it ties into the center of our lids. I went for a peachy pink blush. This is the Ben Nye Antique Rose blush, so it's peachy. I didn't want to go with another red because I do want to bring some kind of life into the face since we do have such an intense red eyeshadow. And then I went for a nude lipstick. This is the YSL Beige Tribute. Another color that would be cool, I think would be like NYX Copenhagen because it's basically the same color as Mars. So you could definitely go for kind of something a little more monochromatic with your eyes and your lips. That would also be rad. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel to see more videos. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Let me know what you think of talk through tutorials versus voiceovers versus chit chat, get ready with me's. I'd just love to hear your thoughts of what you'd like to see more of on this channel. I'm also considering possibly adding a third day. I'm thinking I'm going to stop kind of doing most of my blog and really focus on YouTube as my main source of content creation, other than like Instagram, and I'd still do Periscope and be on Snapchat, but just not do quite as much of the like typity type blog and do more just YouTube tutorials. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you guys later.